So something recently caught my eye and I really do want to talk about it. It's about a game that just came out on the market. If you don't know what game I'm talking about NBA Playgrounds. If you're not aware, that game is a multi-platform game. So it's on PC, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. So it's on a lot of different consoles. The reason I am talking about it because it looks like from a video I watched. Now, don't take my 100% word about it. I don't know if this is true, but anyway, the video is going to make more sense. The reason I'm talking about it is because it looks like the Nintendo Switch version does not have a lot of features that the other platforms have of the game. So it's missing some features. Like a lot of the lighting effects, the sound, the music are not the same on the Switch version as like the PC or the Xbox. One complaint someone had was the fact that the online play was totally missing from the Switch version, whereas the other versions already got online play. And this makes me wonder how hard is it to develop for the Switch, and if multi-platform games come to the Switch, are we gonna be getting the same exact versions? Sometimes, personally, I don't care if the graphics aren't the same. You gotta understand as well that the Switch is still not exactly the same as like a PS4, an Xbox One, a PC. So you can't expect the game to run exactly the same. But if we're going to be losing features that the other consoles and platforms has, that makes me worried. And right now, in this moment, I'm actually using my Switch more than I'm using my other platforms, whether it be Xbox, PlayStation, PC. I'm actually loving the Switch a lot. Even though you can kind of say, well, I'll let those features go just because the Switch is a hybrid system. The fact that we get to take the game on the go is okay, and I'm still going to buy it. But for me personally, if we're losing features that the other platforms have, why would I buy it on the Switch? Just for portability? Portability is great, and the fact that I can play it on my TV and on the go, which I can't do with my Xbox, my PlayStation, my PC to some extent on PC. And you can do that on PC, but you need a lot of different equipment and different things. It's not mainstream, but for the most part you can on the Switch, and that makes me wonder. I hope developers don't just try to shoehorn games on the Switch just like the Wii. I remember when the Wii was out, if you go into your local store, you'll see a lot of shovelware for the Wii because the Wii sold so well. Companies were just trying to put games on the Wii left and right just because they knew people were going to buy them. They knew the Wii was hot and things like that. And I'd probably say majority of the Wii's library are going to be shovelware junk games. Not to say that the actual console has very good games. It does have games you can enjoy and play, but then a lot of it is shovelware, and I don't want the Switch to become a shovelware machine. Sure, Nintendo is going to support it, and a lot of third-party developers won't make bad games. We'll get quality games, but then there's going to be companies like the NBA Playground situation where the game's not the same on that as other platforms, and that really makes me kind of sad, and I'm hoping that's not the case. But if you look at a lot of other Nintendo platforms in the past, whether it be Wii U or the Wii, a lot of games on those weren't the same as an actual other platform, whether it be like a Call of Duty or any other indie third-party games. Usually, most of the time, indie games, for an example, are pretty much on par, and NBA Playgrounds is an indie game. But even for an indie game, I don't know why it's not exactly the same game as on like the PC or the Xbox. I just do not know why. Sure, you can say again that it's not graphically as powerful as those systems, and that could be one reason. But then again, we do have games like Breath of the Wild, which is capable, and then we do also have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and that's a full-featured game. So if Nintendo can put out full-featured games for the Switch, why can't other developers? I think also this boils down to, oh, it has already 2 million people buying this thing. They're going to buy it because it has handheld mode and things like that. No, please, if any one of you are listening, anybody listening, please do not make a watered down version of games on the Switch. I know, like I said, Nintendo is not going to do that. They're going to make high quality games. A lot of people will. But then there's always those developers, which is just sad inside. It's like Nintendo's always in its own thing. And like a lot of companies just don't care about Nintendo. They think it's kiddie. They think it's just not the same. They think, oh yeah, everyone from Nintendo won't care because their boxes are underpowered compared to the competition. And that's just sad because I am a Nintendo fan and I don't want to get shoehorned ports or shoehorned versions of games. Honestly, I know I'm not really a person when it comes to graphical power and things. Yes, I love my graphics crispy and things like that, but I'm not a person that really needs the latest and greatest technology. But what I will say, sometimes you do have to care as a company to make the latest and greatest hardware. The Switch is not even on par with the base PS4 and base Xbox. I'm telling you right now, if Nintendo made a better Switch, which they absolutely could. I'm pretty sure there is another. I think we're using Maxwell on the Switch, and the current one is like Paxwell or something. I can't remember the name. I do apologize if I am butchering it. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering it. But there already was a better chipset out on the market. I think Nintendo was just trying to rush the Switch on the market. I think if the Wii U had done very well and it was still taking, I think they would have taken more time to develop the Switch. Not to say the Switch is not capable now. You can see Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8, so it's definitely a very capable console. But I wish they would have made the latest and greatest or a notch above Maxwell chipset, just due to the fact that it would have gave more developers more options, more power, and things like that. Also, if you really look at the base PS4 and base Xbox One, a lot of games it's just not good enough anymore. Why do you think that Sony's making a new, already has the PS4 Pro out, and Microsoft is already making a new Xbox at the end of the year? Power doesn't necessarily always matter, but in this case, it looks like it's becoming more and more and more relevant. Even if you don't care about it, it's good. So I wish Nintendo would have made the latest and greatest. Not to say that also Nintendo never cared. Nintendo did care about power way back in the NES, Super Nintendo, and 64. Why do you think Nintendo 64? 64 in the name pretty much implied the power of the system. And then once they got to the Wii, they just threw that whole mindset out the window and they said graphics don't matter. But sometimes as a company, you do have to say to yourself, graphics power does matter, or hardware power does matter. Anyway, guys, that's the latest news. I just wanted to tell you guys. Anyway, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out, guys.